my last stop, and the home of Nike, the largest shoe manufacturer in the world. Nike chairman Phil Knight was named in my book as one of my favorite corporate crooks. Nike makes most of their shoes in Indonesia, using teenage girls and paying them less than 40 cents an hour. The company has the backing of Indonesia's brutal military regime, which has committed genocide in East Timor. Nike makes no shoes in America. When I arrived in Portland, I found the local citizens pretty upset about the situation. Nike has sent in the Portland police. Officer, I wear a size 11E. Thank you. I couldn't believe the chairman of Nike was granting me a visit. I was met at the door by PR director Keith Peters, who warned me that Phil Knight's wife had given Phil my book as her wedding anniversary present to him, with his face circled. This was not the way I wanted to meet the first CEO willing to talk to me. Hey, how you doing? Good. Thanks for having me in here. Yeah, no, appreciate it. I got a little gift for you, because I'm bearing gifts whenever I get to meet a CEO, which I'll tell you isn't that often.
You don't have to take too many gifts.
All right. No, this is a good one. You'll like this one. I've got here 2 tickets, one in my name and one in your name, for you and I to go to Indonesia together. All right, and you show me those factories. You explain this to me, right? I'll show you what's going on. Sunday.
Oh, no, not a chance.
Huh?
Not a chance.
No?
No, but...
They're transferable. I can change it to another day.
No, I'll tell you.
Seriously, look at this. Michael Moore, I got it right here in your name here. And... Phil Knight, look at this. You and me on Singapore Airlines.
No, I'm not
It's a good airline.
Yeah, it's a great airline. Here, sit back down. We got to negotiate this deal.
All right. Now, have you been there?
I've never been to Indonesia.
You've never? Oh, you've got to go.
No, I can't go between now and the rest of this year.
Your wife. Remember the wife that gave you the book?
My wife may make me go, so I won't tell her about it.
Should tell her. And Michael Moore came in there with a free ticket. This is a free ticket. No.
Another anniversary present.
It's a free ticket to Indonesia.
I understand that. I mean, basically, you've got, an underdeveloped country with a repressive regime, and the way they pull themselves out of this thing is by having, I think, trade help.
That's a separate discussion from an American company going into Indonesia and working with a regime that killed 200,000 people. That's almost a form of genocide. I know that's got to bother you. I don't know you personally, but I know you have a conscience.
Well, I certainly wouldn't approve of any of that sort of thing. But basically, I mean, how many people were killed in the Cultural Revolution?
How much is enough? How much is enough? If you are a billionaire, would it be okay just to be a half a billionaire? Wouldn't it be okay for your company to make a little less money if it meant providing some jobs here in this country?
No, but I mean,
now just think about this.
No, I've thought about it a lot, and I give you the answer that basically what drives me is not money. I'm not in this for money anymore.
I wouldn't think so.
And basically what I want to do before I go to that great shoe factory in the sky is make this as good a company as I can make it. And I simply have a basic belief, having been burned on it once, and really believing this very strongly, that Americans do not want to make shoes. They don't want to make shoes.
Wrong.
That isn't what their ambition is.
If I could find 500 people in Flint, Michigan who want to make shoes, will you open a factory?
Say they want to make shoes. I think they don't want those jobs.
No, if they do, if they will work those jobs, will you come to Flint?
Well, you'll have to convince me that they want to make shoes.
If I can do that.
And do so reasonably economically.
Yes. Now, they won't work for $5 a day.
I understand that.
But reasonably, economically, without...
I will explore it.
You will do that?
I didn't say I'd come. I said I'll explore it.
You'll explore it. Seriously.
With sincerity.
With sincerity. Well, I'll shake your hand for that.
Okay, so we're on Nike's campus right now. It's a little bit different than the factories in Indonesia. Just a tiny bit.
Hi.
How you doing?
How are you?
Hi, good to see you.
Nice to meet you finally.
Yeah.
Listen, I was hoping we could set up some time when we could talk. I'm really concerned about the workforce in Indonesia. I spent the summer there living with them and living on the wages that are paid to the factory workers.
You worried about that?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you call my secretary? Let's see what happens.
I did. I called Lisa last week. I called Beta. I called Dusty. I called Brad Feigl. I called Amanda.
You're going to have to talk to somebody else. Maybe we're going to talk to Dusty Kid.
But, you're the guy, the buck stops at you, right?
Yeah, it doesn't start at me, though.
I know, but I don't know who else to talk to. I
Talk
tried.
to Dusty Kid.
He doesn't want to talk to me.
Well, then I guess you're going to get through then.
But you're the man.
Thank you.
You're the man that needs to...
I appreciate your concern, but I'm having lunch with a friend, and
No,
we'll talk about it.
I apologize for interrupting. I've come all the way from New Jersey to talk to you about this.
Well, I'm not talking to you.
I've gotten stonewalled at every turn. You know, the workers had asked of me that I try to bring you back to Indonesia, to meet them in their homes, not in, you know, the office in Jakarta.
Do you understand? No. You just gotta know. I'm not gonna talk to you about it.
Phil Knight, the CEO of Nike, or Michael Jordan, or Tiger Woods, or Mia Hamm, or any of the other people that are really making a lot of money because of the way that Nike does things, should care about these workers because they're human beings.
When I see people like Tiger Woods get $100 million just for wearing the clothes, we're saying as a society, like, this one individual, because they play golf well, is worth more than 700,000 people.
Here's what he makes.
We'd made up these wage charts and have them look down at it and then look up and say, Tiger Woods makes enough in a second to buy me a house. Why? I work hard for the company too. And, you know, what do you say to him? Well, hey, that's the system. Deal with it, you know, suck it up. It's capitalism, survival of the fittest. Guess you're not the fittest. Nike is in Indonesia for one reason: cheap labor.
It's an ideology of maximizing profit at all costs to humanity and nature. And it's this entire, like, a vicious cycle that starts with the heads of the corporations that want to make a great return on shareholders' investment.
Some people say, well, hey, that's the way things are. That's the American way. It's capitalism. That's the American way. No, the American way is democracy. That's what our country was founded on. A belief that all people are equal, that there should be a respect for democracy, for human rights, and for the protection of human life. That's what we're about as Americans. We've spent the last year and a half traveling around the country, visiting over 100 schools, high schools and universities, 15,000 students.
So how are you feeling about the turnout?
I'm feeling pretty good about the turnout.
What are you thinking about the turnout here?
It's great. This is the best possible turnout.
And we try as best we can to introduce them to these human beings and say, as students, as high school athletes, as college athletes, as consumers, you've got tremendous power. And because we can't fly them over to Indonesia, we bring Indonesia to them. And if we can give them that spark, even if it's one or two on that day, that's going to multiply. And eventually we'll reach this critical mass and we'll have a great harvest. And the harvest will be truth and justice and fairness for all people. Something's wrong here and we can fix it. It's a necessity.
The tipping point is now.
At this point in our history, we need a story like this to be told.